Yo, what's good?
Yo. My boys are back. House divided. We're in the house. We hopping right into this Big Ten preview, taking the top 8 teams in the power rankings, and we're starting off with Nebraska. 5-7 last year, 3-6 in the conference. They got a new quarterback, Dylan Raiola, the super freshman, was the number one quarterback, I believe, last year in college. They do bring back the 11th ranked defensive unit nationally last year. So Matt Rule, I think it's his second year. Trace, I'm gonna let you start this one off talking about the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Yeah. They're one of those teams that we know was a blue blood 20 years ago. Raiola was obviously huge for them. His connection with his uncle, I believe, is on the coaching staff. I think he's a really good ball player. I don't think he moves the needle that much, especially with the teams they bring in into the conference with some of those Pac-12 teams coming in. I didn't know that their defense was ranked 11th in the country, which obviously you would think wins you games, but it hasn't to this point. So I think they're still maybe a year away from fighting for that top 6, 7 spot in the Big Ten. I could see him finishing 8 if Raiola is as good as he says, but he is a true freshman. So a little bit too high for me at 8.
I think that, man, I'm right there. I'm kind of with you. I'm gonna just repeat the same sentiment here, but the 8 line there for them that's like their ceiling to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be that or way lower. I don't think UCLA is gonna be better than Nebraska. I don't think that. I think Washington. I think Oregon, and I think USC. Maybe USC's a question mark. We're gonna get into that, but. Other than that, man, Nebraska, they are Nebraska. Matt Rule, he's got that thing going in the right direction. Another guy that you failed to mention, Trace, you missed on him, Malachi Coleman, man. That was the guy that OU heavily recruited. I remember that name, kind of kept up with him. He was a freshman or a sophomore last year. I can't remember if he's going into his sophomore or junior year. But either way, the dude's like 6'4". He's an absolute freak.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely going to be somebody that's going to be a problem over there for Nebraska. But the 11th ranked defense, though, Corey, I'm not going to lie, man, that's a nice stat. I did not anticipate that one.
Well, you got to think about the conference they play in, number one, some of the offenses they were going against. You're thinking about like the Illinois, the Purdue's, the Iowas of the world. So I think that kind of helps the defensive rankings because Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, we'll talk about them later. They all had like top 5 defenses. Yeah. So that could be a byproduct, I think, of some of the offensive play in the conference. But yeah, I was shocked too. Yeah, I was completely shocked. I was like 11th.
Man.
Let's pause for the calls real quick because this is not in TikTok format. And I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this.